You guys, it's a pop emergency. Selena Gomez might lose her #1 album streak because predictions right now say that another artist is going to block her and Benny Blanco from #1, which we cannot allow happen.
Selena Gomez wanted to retire from music because her record label controlled her every move. They weren't happy about her relationship with Benny Blanco, and they definitely did not want a collaborative album where they had to pay him out. Selena Gomez threatened to quit her music career if they did not let her move forward, so Interscope Records, they decided to cave, but they also decided to sabotage her at the same time, trying to pit another one of their artists against her sales and cause her album to flop. It looks like the music industry is starting to turn against Selena Gomez, so let's get into it. Selena Gomez is running into some industry troubles because it looks like Interscope Records, one of the biggest record labels out there, is Team Haley. Okay, maybe they're not Team Haley, they're not that petty, but they are Team Playboi Carti. As we all know, Selena Gomez has released her album with her boyfriend Benny Blanco, but it looks like Interscope Records deliberately released Playboi Carti's deluxe album less than 10 days later in an effort to divert attention and money away from Selena. Fans also believe the record label has not provided adequate promotional support for the album, like playlist placements or marketing efforts. There are also rumors of internal conflicts between Selena and the label, which may have influenced the amount of money and support they were willing to give. Now, you guys may have remembered the album was announced in February, we got it in March, it all happened very quickly. It's like the couple got engaged in December, and then in February they announced that they had an album coming out together.
You guys, it's a pop emergency. Selena Gomez might lose her #1 album streak because predictions right now say that another artist is going to block her and Benny Blanco from #1, which we cannot allow happen.
Now, despite this album doing very well, I think better than anticipated, which I think Selena Gomez, like, her music is great. She's got a ton of streams. Like, it's bound to do well, but I think it did even better than what everyone thought. And like I said, I've said in previous videos, I really like this album. So what happened between Selena and the record label? This commenter wrote, "The record label is playing dirty, but hopefully Selena fans work hard for her." Another person called on Swifties and Selenators to unite right now. We need to make our girl win. And I don't know how the business works behind the scenes. Like, Selena has so much money, like, why wouldn't she just create her own record label? But maybe it's more difficult to do. But I came across a Reddit thread that breaks down the alleged feud. They claim that Interscope Record hasn't done anything for her album, I Said I Love You First. Secondly, they bring up that Selena joked how her label will kill her when asked about possibilities of releasing a rumored unreleased album, Seven Heavens. And then finally, it was speculated last year that Selena was having disagreements with her label, which was the real reason for the album's delay and her planning to retire from music, which I do remember, like, reporting on Selena wanting to retire from music, but maybe that was just a threat that she put out into the media to show her record label that she was ready to stop because they are disagreeing. There were talks that Selena was actually going to change labels, but we don't know if that in fact happened. When the album was released, Interscope posted one photo of the album. I have a feeling because Benny Blanco was part of this album making and they wanted to make it a collaboration, it kind of messed with some of the contracts, so they acknowledged it as an independent project. Maybe they're not happy that Benny Blanco is cashing in, and this tweet alleges that Interscope seems to be sabotaging her album. After reports say that her album could debut at #1, they dropped Playboi Carti's Deluxe less than 10 days after its release, which is very quick to do for an album. Like, Ariana Grande dropped her album last year and she's about to release, I believe, a deluxe version of it, and it's like a year after the fact. So 10 days after does seem calculated. Here's the reality. Insurance companies often do not want to pay you. If you are injured in an accident, their job is to delay, deny, and underpay. And they get away with it when people don't know their rights. That's why you might need Morgan & Morgan. They are the biggest injury law firm in the country. They've secured billions of dollars for their clients, including a $12 million settlement in Florida. And that is 34 times what the insurance company originally offered. And unlike other firms, they don't just settle cases for quick cash. If the insurance company does not pay up, then Morgan & Morgan is happy to take them to court. And the best part, you don't pay anything unless they win your case. If you have been injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan and use my link forthepeople.com/Sloan or scan the QR code on the screen and you can file your claim right now. It takes minutes. You probably could finish one before the end of this video. The consultation is free. The process is simple. There's nothing to lose. Thank you, Morgan & Morgan, for sponsoring this video, and enjoy.
Selena Gomez put out her album, I Said I Love You First. And if you notice, Interscope Records is not promoting the album. And instead, they've put out another artist's album on the same record label to compete with her numbers. So they released Playboi Carti's album. I think it's I'm Sorry for the Wait Deluxe or something like that. It's something like that. I don't know. But they put out that album to compete with the sales of Selena Gomez's album. And the reason is because they wanted Selena Gomez to have a certain sound. And she was like, no, I want to put out something that speaks to myself, that speaks to my audience, that speaks to, you know, the people who are listening to me. And I want to be my true, authentic self. And they were like, nope, we don't want that. We want you to put out what you were contracted to do. Instead of doing that, she was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and make music with Benny. And that's what she did. And she put out the album, I Said I Love You First. And they're not promoting it. They haven't promoted it all week because it wasn't put out on their label. It was put out on SMG and Friends Keep Secrets, which is like Benny Blanco and I think Selena Gomez's label. So instead of promoting it, instead of saying anything about it, they put out Playboi Carti's album to compete with her sales. And not only that, Selena and Benny are self-promoting this album. Everything that's being released about this album is being released on Selena Gomez's website.
I feel like this is part of the new wave where artists want to own their music entirely. Selena kind of got sold out to Disney and the music industry very young, so her contract probably sucks, but at least she has the fame and the power to go and set up these interviews and to do these deals without her label, which a lot of artists cannot do. This comment reads, Selena not giving one F what the record label thinks is amazing. Another person added that Interscope did the same thing to Camila Cabello with Billie Eilish's album. Another point made was that Kristen Stubbs, head of digital at the label, posted a story celebrating recent albums, but excluded Selena's. They also reported that Kristen went and blocked Selena Gomez's fans who were asking why she was not promoting the album. Following that, a thread says that Selena Gomez's mother liked a post backing the idea that Interscope was sabotaging Selena Gomez along with other artists. It's also interesting, I Said I Love You First was unlinked from Selena Gomez's name by the label. I don't think the same is with Spotify when you look it up, but when you look up her name, you don't find this album because they're pissed off that Benny Blanco was a part of it. Crazy how Interscope Record wants such control over Selena Gomez. She can't go and have this collaborative project where her fiance figures out her sound for her, because she does sound better in this album than she has in the past. So I think it's odd they wouldn't want to go and support their artist's efforts. This comment reads, just leaving this here, Playboi Carti beat and choked his pregnant girlfriend. So Interscope is more than happy to go and push Playboi Carti on us, but when it comes to Selena Gomez, she's committing a crime because she's taking from their pockets because she wants to go and express her artistry. I think it's really messed up, and I don't even want to get into Playboi Carti, but let me give you guys a little bit of a context. Playboi Carti grabbed his pregnant girlfriend after an argument about a paternity test and grabbed her throat so hard and held her until she could barely breathe. The woman told police that she was 14 weeks pregnant at the time and she thought she was going to die. The woman claimed that the incident began when she tried to talk to Playboi Carti about the baby, which led to an argument over a paternity test that escalated into a physical attack. Iggy Azalea chimed in saying, imagine having a pregnant girlfriend and pretending they don't exist until it comes out like you abuse them too. Rarely visit your actual son unless you're running from whatever problems you got going on in Atlanta. I believe Iggy has a child with Playboi Carti and she wants nothing to do with him. This comment reads, Justin Bieber was FaceTiming Playboi Carti days before Playboi Carti and Selena Gomez released their albums. Justin is inserting himself into sabotaging her once again.
Playboi Carti reposted a video on his story of him FaceTiming Justin Bieber while eating dinner on one of his Spotify plaques. Now, Playboi Carti is dropping an album tonight called I Am Music, and ahead of its release, this is what he posted. Now there's no sound, but just check this out.
What a messy situation, but one thing the record label cannot stop is numbers. So if people do like the songs, if it's going to go further, I mean, they can't stop that. People are going to stream it no matter what. I mean, maybe they'll stop her from releasing any singles. I don't know if they have any control over that, but damn, they must not like Benny Blanco. I wonder what happened with Benny Blanco. Interesting. We might need to look into that, but I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Do you like her album? Do you think the record label is capable of doing something like this? Or do you think it's just like all about timing? I mean, the reason I really believe this is the fact that she said she was going to retire, like, from music. And I specifically remember reporting on that. So she's definitely not retired. It must have been some business deals behind the scenes. But thank you for watching this entire video, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.